Close your books. Okay, some of you know what that means. For those of you who don't, I'm right now channeling the spirit of Rabbi Mark Shapiro of blessed memory, who made such a difference in the life of B'nai Jehoshua Beth Elohim. Close your books was how he started all of his sermons. BJBE has been blessed with powerful rabbinic, cantorial, lay and staff leadership, not just Rabbi Shapiro. Rabbi Kadar infused deep meaning into everything we do, and her presence is found in every nook and cranny of this building. What a blessing it was for us to have her here with us last night, and we're so lucky she will be joining us on Yom Kippur and offering words of Torah as well. What a blessing it is for me to share the bima with my wonderful colleagues. I see two of them here. Yeah, the two Cantors and Rabbi Goldstein as well, of course. What a blessing it is to be part of this synagogue. Blessings. We are thankful for blessings, for those that we have, and we are praying for blessings as we enter this new year. Given the state of our world today, we're not just praying for them, we're yearning for them. We began this service with an ancient blessing from the book of Numbers. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkanotecha Yisrael. How good are your dwelling places, O Jacob. This blessing was uttered by Balaam, a non-Jewish prophet who was hired to curse Israel. But as he spoke, instead of a curse, words of blessings came out. As I see them from the mountaintops, gaze upon them from the heights, they are a people who dwells apart, not reckoned among the nations. Who can count them? May my fate be like them. Would that every single enemy that we have had who tried to utter a curse upon our people, would the words have been turned into words of blessing. In spite of the fact that we are the chosen people, the chosen status that we have as Jews, we have been a much maligned group throughout our history. We have a special covenant with God expressed in the Torah, but that covenant does not make us better than other people, than other nations. It is a special covenant because we have taken upon ourselves special obligations. What makes us special is the way we have chosen to act, the ethics that we have given to the world, our rituals, our love of learning, our deep sense of commitment to each other. These are the things that make us a chosen people and make us special and unique. More than just a chosen people, we are a choosing people. God, Jews believe, God is the ruler of all humankind. In fact, this day is Rosh Hashanah. It's one of 4 different New Year's celebrations. Today is considered Hayom Harat Olam, the day that the world is created. Passover, on the other hand, is the day that Israel is created. And that is, in the Torah, the beginning of the first month of the year. We are actually Rosh Hashanah, the birthday of the world. It takes place in the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar. Rosh Hashanah has a universal message. Today is a celebration of God's creation of all humankind. Judaism recognizes that other people have their own ways of connecting to God. Yet, our relationship with God is special. It is an eternal covenant sealed long ago at Mount Sinai, obligating us to care for the orphan, the stranger, the vulnerable, and to repair the world. It obligates us to be, as in the words that we find in the prophet Isaiah, an or lagoyim, a light to the nations. Looking at us from the mountaintop, Balaam wishes to share in our fate. But there's a troubling part of the blessing that is uttered. Balaam says that we are a people who dwell apart, not reckoned among the nations. We are a special people among the nations, but the danger is, and the blessing has that line in there, that we might be a people dwelling alone, isolated, separate from the rest of the nations. As I look around the world today, I see a movement towards isolation that is a troubling trend, antithetical to who we aspire to be. Israel is fighting a terrible war right now against forces like Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, who see no place for Jews in the Middle East. Can Israel fight this war alone? No. But Israel is becoming more and more isolated in public opinion, and world and public opinion is turning against us. This war is not only being waged on the battlefields in the Middle East and Gaza, it's also taking place on social media and in world opinion. Israel takes extraordinary steps to avoid civilian casualties, often announcing where fighting will occur so that civilians can evacuate. Israel delivers humanitarian aid and food relief, yet Israel is also accused of genocide. Meanwhile, Hamas, whose charter actually calls for the destruction of Israel, who utilizes its own population as human shields, and whose rampage on October 7th was actually genocidal, is given a free pass. There's no denying that Palestinian civilians are suffering. War zones are never safe areas for civilians to be. And terrorist bases built under mosques, hospitals, schools, and refugee camps cannot be destroyed without damaging civilian infrastructure that is on top of them. In this war, Israel is not faced with good or bad options. That would make it simple. Israel is always faced with a range of bad options and is forced to choose the least bad one. We, Jews living outside the land of Israel, the diaspora, far from the battlefields of the Middle East, are also facing challenges. Anti-Semitism is on the rise, and it's not just hateful statements about Jews. Our physical safety is threatened. BJBE, like synagogues and Jewish institutions all over our country, indeed all over our world, are hardening their security arrangements. The cost in terms of dollars that could be used for programs, important programs, that have to be diverted is tremendous. But we will pay the price to protect ourselves, because no one can stop us from living full and joyous Jewish lives. In public opinion, we feel vulnerable. Judaism itself is being held up to scrutiny. Our detractors claim that our faith is not so ethical. It's unethical. Former allies with whom we've joined forces to fight for social causes in this country to better our world are refusing to allow us to participate in joint efforts. The temptation is great for us to say, forget about them. Forget about these public efforts. We'll have to just go it alone. We'll hunker down. We'll isolate. We are seeing trends in American life as well that is trending towards isolationism. We feel like America is changing. Our ancestors immigrated here because our country was a beacon of freedom and a source of hope for them. They were threatened where they lived by violence, racism, fascism, communism, and pogroms. America was different. It was a land of freedom and opportunity. These ideas about what it means to be American are being challenged as America is becoming more and more nationalistic. We are struggling today as Jews, as supporters of Israel, and as Americans. There is an identity crisis. Who are we? Who do we want to be? There is no better day to ask these questions than today at the beginning of the new year on Rosh Hashanah, when we turn to a new page in the book of life. We search for hope and optimism in the coming year, and today we ask, where will we find it? The Torah reading for today tells us about the struggles of our ancestor, Abraham, who faced enormous ethical challenges as well. Should he prove his faith to God by offering his beloved son, Isaac, on the altar of ideological purity? Is that what God wants from him, to become a fundamentalist? I am struck by how the threat of violence in this text that we read today parallels the growing threats of violence that we are experiencing in our country. A threat that is growing. It's nonpartisan. It's growing on both sides, from the right and from the left. In the portion, resolution comes in two forms. An angel who tells Abraham to drop the knife, and the presence of the ram caught in the bushes by its shofar, its horn. Hidden in plain sight, here is the message of Rosh Hashanah. The alternative sacrifice is right in front of him, caught by its shofar. Today, we hear the voice of that shofar telling us that we have alternatives as well. Is isolation the answer to our problems? I say emphatically no. The sound of the shofar urges us to remain true to our values, to take the call of Isaiah to be an or l'goyim, a light to the nations, seriously, and to remain engaged in our world. Isolation is not the answer. Those who live alone live in fear. Those who live with others, who are not afraid, who know that they cannot be destroyed, are strong. And strong people live by their values. This is true for Israel. This is true for Jews everywhere. And it is true in our personal lives as well. Strong people are able to make tough decisions. Fearful people hold back. They fear failure. They fear the consequences of their actions. They fear at work. They fear in their relationships. Fear keeps us from being who we want to be. But Judaism offers us an antidote to fear, and that is hope. Hope is the golden thread that runs through Jewish life. We Jews, we introduced the idea of hope. We introduced the idea of the Messiah into the world. The Messianic era, its message is that no matter how bad things feel now, there is a better time that is coming. History is moving towards it, and we have to help that along. The Jewish national anthem is Hatikva. Literally, it means the hope. After 2,000 years of wandering, our hope has been fulfilled. We have returned. Our dream is fulfilled. And so what do we do now? The answer, we keep hoping. We keep aspiring. We keep working. In Psalm 126, which is sung at the beginning of the Birkat Hamazon on Shabbat, some of you have been to summer camp where you sang this Shir Hamala song. What is it saying to us, Psalm 126? A song of ascent, of those who go up. When God restores us to Zion, it says, we will be kecholmim, like dreamers. Our mouths will be filled with laughter, our tongues with joy. Why is it that we say after we return that we are still dreamers? Because after we return, Jews keep dreaming, keep working. There is so much pessimism in our world today. I feel it just like you feel it. We hear it everywhere we go. But the shofar, Rosh Hashanah, its message is that we should be optimistic. An optimist is not someone who believes that the situation is good. An optimist is a person who believes that the situation is not final. And that is the message of Rosh Hashanah. We turn the page to a new page in the book of life. It's not final. These days give us a chance to lay aside harmful habits and haunting memories, to let go of old ways and dream of new beginnings, to chart a new path. We have within us the power to let go of yesterday's failures and disappointments, and then to begin to climb anew to new heights and new aspirations. May God grant us the courage and the hope to be optimistic in the year to come. Shana Tova.
We rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided, rise, with Spirit to guide us, rise, in hope, in prayer, we find